Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Rodgers. I am the creator and host of On the Spot with David Rodgers, right along the missing Byron Bagwell, but he'll be here with us in just a few minutes. And the dancing destroyer himself, Super Dave Holland, he's here with us tonight, making sure that the direction and the production and, of course, just letting us know what to do here. You know how he does each and every week, and then he'll chime in every once in a while. David, say hello to everybody.
Hello there, everybody.
There you go. And we're going to have a special guest tonight. We may have two. Definitely one is in the house. Y'all know him already. He used to be on the show with us. He's got his own podcast now. Our other half, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, he's in the house with us tonight. And we also may have Dave and audience. We may have Sheriff Gordon Smith dropping by as well.
All right.
So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully the sheriff can stop in and join us. But anyway, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers after a week's worth of hiatus last week. And we're back again, David, to do another show. Me and you talked a little bit this week. Man, I tell you, brother, every time that we miss one, it's really hard to deal with. And I know all of us has got issues and some problems and things like that. Things come up. But sometimes we have to, take that break on a Tuesday. And unfortunately, for the last, I think we've done 2 or 3 shows within the last 7 or 8 weeks. And that's just because we got some things to do. It's not that we don't want to be on here. No. It's just because, hey, some things come up, and of course, we need to do what we need to do.
That's good, too, because sometimes those times that we don't make it, we can catch up on the next following week.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, David. And, if we're not on, of course, Mitchell Gunner's on. Yes. Mitchell Gunner is on. That podcast is called On the Spot Motorsports Media. Mitchell Gunner's the host. What is Robert's last name, Mitchell?
Simpson.
Robert Simpson is his co-host or his co-anchor host. Yeah. And they run a really good show over there. Bunches of numbers. They're fixing to reach 14,000 followers. They talk about NASCAR. They talk about NHRA. They talk about any kind of racing, anything that has a motor in it. I even heard them talking about bicycle racing one day. Hey, with the with the motor on the bicycles.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard them talking about that too. So anything with a motor, man, they talk about it. That podcast comes on at 7 o'clock on Thursdays. Generally, mostly every Thursday, he tries to have a guest on. His guests are fantastic. We know a lot of them. So he tries to get some of these different drivers, NHRA drivers, try to get some NASCAR drivers if he can. Anything that has dealing with motorsports. It don't even have to be a driver. It could be, a mechanic or a team or whatever. Mitchell will come out and talk about that in a few minutes. And I'll tell you, it's a really good show.
Well, I tell you what, if you miss his show, you can always go to his Facebook page and catch up on his writings, because he spends just as much time putting the word out, writing those articles, letting everybody know what's going on.
Mitchell has really become, since he first started with us, Mitchell has really become a writing icon, if I can say. He has some time. He has some things that that allows him some time to do that. And he really writes some great articles. And you can tell by the numbers on some of those hits and some of those likes that he gets, whatever story he writes. And there's several of them out there right now that has hit hundreds of thousands of likes. That is awesome.
Over the years of working in media myself and seeing what Mitchell is doing, he's right there with the top of them.
Oh, without a doubt, he is.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he is. And
I wouldn't be surprised seeing him at SEMA show in Vegas doing a show.
That's something that I'm sure that they're probably thinking about, him and Robert. Eventually, I know they're going to some different locations and doing some different things throughout the year. And not only that, he still races. He still races in this circuit here in Gainesville. And also, just to spill it a little bit, he's running for office. He's running for school board. Where does this guy get time? Everybody says, David, you always got a busy schedule, man. I can't get a hold of you, this and that. A busy schedule? Just look at Mitchell Gunner's schedule. Just look at his Facebook page. That'll tell you all of it right there.
I'm surprised that we're even seeing him today.
Well, I am surprised as well that we are seeing him today. I know he's usually busy, and I know he's got some things coming up, and especially the campaign trail is going to be coming up here real shortly, and I'm sure we'll talk about that just a little bit. But busy guy like we are, but I think he's busier than we are, and he still finds time to do stuff. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm going to have to ask him what the secret is.
Well, this on the Spots Motorsports Media, I'd like to say is in adjacent to On the Spot with David Rodgers.
It's a merge. It's a sister.
Merge,
it's a sister page, and all the pages interconnect.
So you can go to our page and catch up on his page as well.
Yeah, and also don't forget the YouTube.
The YouTube
as well as ours, but his is simultaneous.
Right.
So, when he's on, because he uses a little different thing than we do, and his is simultaneous. So when he's on Facebook Live, which is what we all are meshed together with, he's also on YouTube as well. Exactly. So, Mitchell, we can talk about that when you come on, about the numbers on YouTube. I haven't checked those numbers lately, but I am always very interested. About 4,000?
No, getting close to about 400 subscribers.
400 subscribers, and that's not bad. No. But that Facebook page, I'm telling you, son, 14,000, almost close. We're 11 shy from that. And not only, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be the first one to say it. Not only does that page, it helps our page. Because he's not only writing articles for his page. Have you seen our page?
Yes.
He's been doing stuff for our page as well. That's why this meshes so very well and works so very good, is because of that. And again, right now, and he'll tell you, motorsports is kicking tail right now. It's at its high peak. Because really, you think about major sports right now. Yes, I know college softball's going on, but we got the College World Series with Oklahoma and Texas now. Florida got beat. I can't believe that. I was hoping that they'd win, and I seen them lose that in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-5. Yeah, Oakland's going to be Oklahoma and Texas. And I'll talk about that because to me, I don't think it's fair. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's fair. And I think Mitchell and you and Byron will know what I'm about to say to that. We got college baseball ramping up. The super regionals are up. Florida's in. Florida State's in. So the super regionals. And then you've got the USFL, which is fixing to start their playoffs. I know training camps are coming up. And you got Major League Baseball. So what's left? Motorsports, man. It's the weather. It's the timing. Hey, it's prevalent right now, brother. And some big things are happening in the motorsports world. So I'm glad that Mitchell's got that page. I'm glad that we have helped create that, and Mitchell's just taking the ball and running with it.
Let me fill you in on Mitchell. He started with us about 7 years ago.
Yep.
He took control of the local.
The local aspect, the local events of and the local community things in town and in the region.
He was great.
Oh, was he?
And then
hey, let me interrupt just real quick. He broke the news on the fire station. That's where, man, and stayed on top of it,
He's a newsbreaker.
Yeah, he is a newsbreaker. There's no doubt about that.
And then he got to talking about racing. Mm-hmm. When we got into our sports
Absolutely.
section.
Yeah.
And he did so well with that, we were thinking... Wow, maybe he should have his own podcast.
Yeah,
that's where it came from.
Now I will say this with Mitchell too, though. Don't let him fool you. He's just not a NASCAR guy or a motorsports guy. He loves football. He knows football.
Yeah.
He's filled in for me
I've
when I
heard
was
him
sick,
there.
and he's filled in for Byron. He knows football too. So it's just not motorsports. He knows all the sports, and especially football. Big Dallas Cowboy fan. Loves the Gators.
Yeah.
And
The
hey, look,
Gators.
yeah, well,
If
you know,
you don't-
I was pulling for the Gators today. I was.
And if you don't know him personally,
Yeah.
and he puts on all these car shows that you see
Yeah.
happening at the
Well,
festival.
to the Splash Bash that's coming up.
Splash Bash,
Yep.
yes.
So-
And you'll see him there walking around doing his thing.
We're doing this thing. He puts on them car shows, and they
Walk
love
up,
him.
walk up to him and ask him for an autograph.
There you go. Hey, better yet, why don't you just ask him, say, hey, can I just run a car show? You tell me what to do, and I'll just run it for you. You can sit back and sit in the seat.
Exactly.
Hey, Dave, can you do me a favor while I'm opening up real quick? And we did open up with this. Byron's at the door, and I know he's trying to, he probably forgot the code. But anyway, welcome on the spot with David Rodgers. I'm creator and host David Rodgers, right along with the dancing destroyer himself, Super Dave Holland, producing and directing the show. Byron Bagwell is about to make his entrance in here, and we're going to kick off the show. We got special guest Mitchell Gunner from On the Spot Motorsports Media and part of our crew. And hopefully, at some point, we'll have the sheriff on. Hopefully, the sheriff will be on with us, and we can get some things talked about that's going on in the community. I know I've had a lot of questions. Mitchell probably gets a lot of questions on his Facebook as well. And, maybe we can ask Gordon to talk about some of these things. But let's get the show started, as we always do, with our prayer and our pledge and our patriotic quote of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, please bow your head. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we're about to have together, dear Lord, as we, as a brotherhood, come together. And our viewing audience, as we talk and as we speak and as we give the information that we know, dear Lord, that it feeds through you and that we give the right information to each and every one of our viewers, dear Lord. Let them take that information and decipher it on their own. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most freest and powerful country in the world, dear Lord. Yes, we have our own issues and we have our own problems. We have our own things that we need to fix, dear Lord, but with your guiding hand and your touch and your guidance, we can become great again. Thank you for our armed forces, each and every one of those men and women that serve each and every day, that keeps our freedoms alive here in our great country, and fighting against domestic and international terrorism, dear Lord. Thank you for those men and women, and also thank you for the ones that served before. We just had a Memorial Day, dear Lord, in remembrance of those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, dear Lord, their lives, their blood, their sweat, and their tears, dear Lord, for this great country. Thank you for our first responders, each and every one of those men and women that work each and every day to keep us safe while we're in our homes each and every night, dear Lord, as we sleep, that we know that we're going to be safe and sound as we get our rest and get ready to go up and work the next morning, dear Lord. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day that goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. You're the ultimate healer, the ultimate God, dear Lord. Please touch each and every one of them. Anybody that's in pain, dear Lord, please take that pain away from them. Thank you for the just the everyday common worker, dear Lord, as we all strive to work and make this country as it should be, productive and the most powerful and the freest country in the world today. Again, thank you for this time that we have tonight. Thank you for this beautiful weather that you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for the rest of the week that you're going to give to each and every one of us. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen. All right, let us stand. And I'm going to ask, since Mitchell Gunner hasn't been here, he's going to join us here in just a couple of minutes, if he will lead us in our pledge.
Be honored to.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Brothers.
Thank you. Byron is in the house with us.
Welcome to my comedy of errors tonight.
Well, you know, sometimes it happens that way. Yeah. Hey, my director says, get the cup out of the way. I don't blame you, David. Hey, we got to change that flag, David, so we can see our beautiful faces.
Oh, well, there you
There we
are.
go. Look at us, man. The Silver Foxes is what I've been told we've been called. I don't even want to tell you who gave us that nickname. Yeah, well, when the other guy comes on, he doesn't have much gray.
The Silver Fox.
The Silver Foxes. Yeah, I'll tell you later about that.
Oh.
Anyway, welcome to the show, David Rodgers, Byron Bagwell, Dave Holland, Mitchell Gunner. Has anybody heard from Austin Stevens? I'm really concerned.
That's
he
a good
usually
question.
message me or text me. Have you heard from him, Mitchell?
No, you would think we'll start hearing a lot from him right now since we're going into hurricane season.
Yep.
I think there's 5 waves out there right now, but
There is.
no threat to Florida at this time.
Right.
But yeah, he usually keeps us up to date on that pretty regular, and
Yeah.
we haven't heard from him. So yeah, we need to reach out and see what's going on.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on with him. I know he's had several issues and several problems here over the past several weeks. Austin, if you're listening in, we'll make sure that we get a hold of you, and please get a hold of us and just let us know everything is okay. But again, here we are, another show, Byron. Missed last week. We're here. We've got the crew together. We just talked about on-the-spot motorsports media.
Yeah, I heard
about,
a little bit of that sitting
man.
outside on a bench.
Oh, yeah. What was you doing sitting on the bench?
Well, the code didn't work.
The code didn't work?
I'm sitting here going, the Joker's
Well, wait a minute now. Hang on a minute, Dave.
to get into the studio.
Well, hang on a minute. It worked for me and Dave.
Of course it did. I didn't know that it changed. I'm using an old code to get in the building.
Did you use your right hand or left hand?
I don't know. I don't even.
You can't use your right hand. You have to use the
use
left hand.
It's a left-handed
It's a
code.
left-handed
Left-handed
code.
code.
Oh dear Lord! It gets better and better.
It gets better and better. Oh, again, welcome to the show, guys. Byron has got some quotes that he's going to issue us tonight. And Byron, you haven't told me any of them. You said, hey, you got several of them. Let's do a couple of them, and then we'll save a couple of them. So I'm going to let you pick which ones that you want to do because that's your part, and then I'll try to guess, and so will we.
One of the paradoxes of our age is that politicians have never stuttered so loudly about their devotion to the public good, and never have they been so grossly indifferent to the people.
That sounds like today.
One of the paradoxes of our age is that politicians have never stuttered so loudly about their devotion to the public good, and never have they been so grossly indifferent to the people. Well, we know it's not a founding father because they're talking. This person is obviously talking in the last 100 years.
Years, yeah. I'm going to say Rand.
Anybody else?
I don't have anything in my head.
Mitchell? Have no clue? Anybody on the online that's listening to us tonight? Does they have an idea? And yes, I'll let Byron in. Good grief.
They were getting all over you guys, and I'm sitting here.
Man, I'm trying to open up the show. Shirley, Lisa, you're on my crap list. He needs to be in there. Nah, 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 nah. He was having fun outside. I didn't see the things. Y'all are on the crap list. Let me write that down. Shirley Bagwell. Shirley Bagwell and Lisa Tomlinson. Crap list.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Until they either make you some dinner or cook you a cake, one of the two.
Well, I want to see their response to that.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah.
Mom, I know what Mom's response is going to be to that. No more cakes, and then you're going to be on mine for that one.
Well, I got you. I got you. Look, I'm going to say Rand. I'm just a stab.
That's because he's looking at my cell phone.
No, I haven't seen anything. I haven't even looked that way.
It's Ayn Rand.
1-0, David.
I'm agree with Dave.
He's agreeing with me. So is Mitchell.
Okay.
Your mama said it too.
Yeah. The man who speaks to you of sacrifice speaks of slaves and masters and intends to be the master. The man who speaks to you of sacrifice speaks of slaves and masters and intends to be the master.
Intends to be the best. Founding Father, Byron?
Nope.
I hope you ain't hit me with a double Rand. I'm going to say Rand again.
I would never do such.
No, you wouldn't. I'm going to say Rand again. You going to agree with me, David?
I'm going to go with you,
Okay.
Dave.
All right. Mitchell?
I'm going to pass. But if you really listen to that, you would think that it would be something that one of Lincoln's cabinet members would say, or Lincoln himself.
Yes, and it's just a great quote, and it's from a great author, and it was a double whammy. That was Ayn Rand again.
2-0 this week.
Are we
2-0 this week, Byron. That's all I got to say to that, brother.
I'm going to say I'm good.
Yeah, you're good too. Your mom's good too.
okay? You ready for another one? And this is short and sweet.
Okay, let's go.
A is A.
A is A.
And it's not Ayn Rand. Some people may guess Ayn Rand again with good reason for that. But it is not Ayn Rand.
Snoop Dogg?
And it's not a founding father. As a matter of fact, this is not even an American.
Oh, well, it's not Snoop Dogg.
That's not new Snoop Dogg.
I'll give you a hint. He's a philosopher. So that'll narrow it down to about a handful of them that people know. And they would be correct if they guess one of them.
Socrates? No?
He was the first philosopher that actually defined this law, because that's part of the law. He was also the first philosopher to write a book on metaphysics.
Oh. I'm going to be 2-1, Byron. Yeah, I have no clue on this one.
It's a handful of them. There's Plato. There is Socrates. There is Aristotle. Why am I drawing a blank now with the rest of them?
All right, I'm going with Aristotle then.
Oh my goodness! Throw it up against the wall.
Yeah, I'm going with Aristotle.
I'm
You going to go with Aristotle?
That was what was on my
Okay,
head.
all right, I'm good with Aristotle. What are you going with, Mitchell?
Plato.
Completely opposed views, even though Aristotle was a student of Plato.
Okay.
And the answer is Aristotle.
3-0 tonight. Byron owes me dinner. Yeah!
I owe you dinner. I'm gonna get you I'm gonna get you an apple.
Well, let's see. I've already put Shirley Bagwell and Lisa Tomlinson on the hit list and the crap list.
You gonna put me on?
Now you're on the hit list for breakfast now because I went 3-0.
We got a bunch of jokers. We got a bunch of jokers.
Yes, we do. I'm waiting for the
philosophy.
comments.
Hey, I think you ought to take him to the Outback. Out behind Taco Bell and put tacos on the dumpster.
Or fish out Alligator Creek, one of the two.
Yeah, there you go.
Byron Bagwell, Shirley Bagwell, Lisa Moody Tomlinson are watching. Good evening, Shirley. How are you? Good evening, gentlemen. Hope y'all all had a great day. Hope you had a great day as well. Byron, I'm here, brothers. Please let me in. Good evening, brothers, sisters, patriots, infidels, and miscreants. Lisa says, are you locked up? Yes, can't find the code to get in. Lots of laughs because it was a left-handed code. Liz Tillery Holler is watching. You know her, Liz Tillery?
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
You were the only one that was paying attention. Thank you.
Shirley says, let Byron in. I didn't see it. Carrie Groves is watching. You know Carrie? Lots of laughs, Mom. I can have a lot of fun picking on them from the outside. Yeah, well, that's true. David Versace's watching from Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi. Byron Bagwell, you need to be inside. Byron, the fact that they're clueless to make it that much more fun when you do. Oh, Scott Munnings is watching. Yay, you made it inside, Byron. D.A. Dennis Cruz is watching. You know him?
Well.
Shirley says Rand, Jonathan Davis, Benny Jackson. I love you too, Lisa. You know I was just messing with you too. I just didn't see the message because I was trying to do the prayer, the pledge, and the opening, and I didn't see the message. But if I'd have looked down at my phone, I'd have seen the message. And then I'd have said, Dave,
he looked down at his phone. I'm sitting here looking at it after I wrote it. He's looking at his phone, and I'm going,
well, I hadn't scrolled up. I didn't see that. Yeah, sorry about that, brother. I didn't scroll up.
Before we get completely out of the realm, A is actually known as the law of identity. And it means something is what it is.
Dwight, good evening to you, sir. She says, hey, Dwight. Cliff Smalley's watching. How about that? Hey, that's our partner on Friday nights. That's our partner in crime on Friday night.
It's off the rails tonight, Cliff. You might want to run.
Lisa Thomason says, good evening to everybody. Trey Wickline's watching. Shirley said Play-Doh. Dwight Allen says Cornholio.
Holy and he is going to add into the shenanigans.
Good evening, brothers. Good evening to you, Robert. Liz said Aristotle. Wow. Liz Tilley on stage. You're welcome, Byron Bagwell. Shannon Smith's watching. Sam All-Star. Good evening to you guys. Shirley hadn't said anything yet. I imagine she's going to lay into me because you know what she's going to say at the end of the show? No more cooking for you. No more cakes. No more anything for you. So, Shirley, I'm going to take it back. I apologize.
What a shame.
And Lisa, too. Lisa, well, wait a minute. Lisa cooks good, too.
Wait a minute. I'm going to...
You're going to have to share into the fault.
No, not.
Oh.
I found the next one, Mom, and I'll show it to you or send it to you. Want to? Oh, my goodness. Holy cow.
Oh, which one?
It is a blueberry cheesecake does not do this justice. This recipe justice. Oh my goodness.
Shirley says you can't take it back. Shirley, I love you. You know that. Hey, I was just messing with you. You know that. Hey, I didn't see it. If I'd have scrolled, I'd have seen it. I said, David, let my man in here.
Yeah.
And then I start looking, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean let him in?
Well, I went out there to let him in, and he's halfway in already.
He's halfway in, so we figured the code out.
Scared him half to death.
So you figured the code out?
Yeah, Liz gave it to me.
Oh, Liz gave it to you. Oh, okay.
Liz gave it to me.
Thank you, Liz.
Oh, boy. Here's Robert McGee. Bungholio. Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Here we go. We're going off the rails tonight. Mitchell, I hope you're ready to go off the rails. Anyway, Dave, do we want to take a quick commercial break before we get in and bring Mitchell in?
That sounds really good.
Hey, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida and David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
To the show, David Rodgers, Mitchell Gunner, Byron Bagwell. You thought I was going to say Byron Bagwell, Mitchell Gunner. And Dave Holland, our producer and director, here with us tonight. We got the original crew back. Glad to be back on the show. After a week hiatus, Byron, we talked about this all week, man. It's like, man, we need to do a show. We need to do a show, right? Mm-hmm. So, and of course, the Silver Foxes are on. And then we got the guy that's still got all his natural color, Byron.
Not right here though. Right here, it's.
It's not bad though. It blends in well.
It's not
And you want to know why? Because I went to Harry Business and I had a lot of it cut out.
Oh, you have. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to get a haircut too.
That's what I did this last weekend. Was it this last weekend?
Oh no, Shirley, no! I promise, I'll take it back. I swear I didn't see the commercial. That's what you were laughing about, wasn't it?
That part of it, and the other thought I had is that Dave saw that comment and he was about to hit you with his cane.
Yeah, and just think about
reaching over here with that cane. I thought you were about to
think about the cabbage and sausage dinner with a strawberry cake. Dadgummit, too bad. I'm sorry, Shirley. I apologize. Let me take that back. I promise. Hey, I promise I will mow that yard extremely, extremely well. The next time it needs to be mowed, I'll trim up everything. Just don't take the cabbage and sausage dinner with the strawberry cake. Take away anything else but that.
Lord
because,
have
we
mercy.
were supposed to have that, remember?
Yes.
And then we decided to grill, which was good too.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I mean, but that what you said that's delicious too, by the
I
way.
eat venison burgers, regular burgers.
Oh,
hot
they were good,
dogs,
wasn't
corn on the
they?
cob, macaroni and cheese.
What else was there, David?
Bean
Salad.
salad.
Yeah.
I
I finished that bean salad too, by the way.
When was that? This weekend?
That was Monday.
Monday. Well, guess what I ate Saturday and Sunday at the track?
What'd you eat at the track?
Hot dog.
Nope. Sunflower seeds the whole entire time.
Sunflower seeds. There ain't nothing wrong with sunflower seeds. I like sunflower seeds. I thought you was going to say boiled peanuts.
The Taco Supreme ones.
Shirley said, okay, all is forgiven. Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate it. Thank you. Because she was like, if you cut me out of this deal. Elizabeth John Ron Tillman's watching. And Laura Marie's watching, and Drew Mullins is watching. How about that, Drew Mullins? There we go. Anyway, welcome in, guys. I tell you, got a lot of stuff to talk about. Mitchell, we talked about you in the opening of the show.
Yeah, I don't even know how I'm going to make it out the door. You got my head so swollen, talking me up and everything.
Well, it's the truth. No, I'm going to be honest with you. No, it's the honest truth. And I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, brother, because we've all talked about this even after shows. Mitchell, you are doing such a wonderful job with that page, and we're seeing it filter over to ours. Even though I know last couple of months we've missed some shows here and there, but you're still writing articles for us. You're still doing things for us, and we really appreciate it. And we see the numbers coming across, onto our page as well. Like you said earlier to me when you said this, he gave me the signal. This it's meshed. It's not really a system. It's a co-page.
Well, as soon as someone goes to a search engine, they start typing in on the spot.
Yeah.
They're going to see both pages pop up.
Yeah.
So keeping it intertwined like that is a really good thing for both of our pages. A feeder for mine, a feeder for yours.
Yeah.
One of the things I like trying to do as much as possible when I see that the Sheriff's Department is putting out information out to the public or our firefighters and EMS workers, I try to get that stuff shared to the page so everyone in the neighborhood actually knows what's going on. So it's always very important to try to get that out there.
So, okay, sorry, Mitchell, man.
That's okay.
I had a burp, man, and I ate some Kentucky Fried Chicken today, and I didn't want it to smell up the room there.
Oh, goodness.
So I just
You cannot get much more real than this show.
I'm telling you, we tell it as it is, and I was just wanted to be polite with you guys.
No editing and.
No editing, Dave. Did you edit it?
No.
No, not at all. This is definitely live.
Well, I like Kentucky Fried Chicken,
So do I.
so if it smells, it's probably going to make me hungry.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Now, let me tell you, their chicken pot pie,
Oh, Lord, that chicken pot pie.
that chicken pot
is
pie,
Oh yeah.
that is really good. I didn't have that today. I actually had the extra crispy
I
chicken.
always like that famous
So-
bowl, the mashed
I
potatoes.
do too. I like that
corn
too.
and chicken.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
too. That is good too. But I had that extra crispy fried chicken, 2 breasts, man. Oh my God, that was really good, Byron. What'd you have today?
I had 2 breakfast bars, 2 cheese sticks, and a ham and turkey sandwich and some pretzels.
Man, that sounded real good too. Did you make the ham and?
No.
I know who made that sandwich.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably so. What'd you have, Dave Mitchell?
Probably.
From this morning all the way to this afternoon.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee, let's get busy.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower
No
seeds.
sunflower seeds today. Let's see, I got up and had me some Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Drove on
I
in to
like
work.
Fruit Loops.
Ate me some Nestle Crunch candy bars.
Ooh, I like that.
Some Kit Kat bars.
Cat bars.
Let's see, what else?
Oh my goodness.
Ate Subway. Oh, also had some biscuits and gravy. One of the girls had some biscuits and gravy this morning.
Wow.
And brought it in, so I warmed it up and ate that as well. And then some more candy bars and Subway and some more candy bars. Got home, ate 2 pieces of pizza and a big old bowl of ice cream.
Wow.
Wow. You ain't gaining no weight either. What are you doing?
The scale tells otherwise.
Well, they don't look it, man. You slimmed down big time.
Well, I went
Byron's
to.
lost some weight. You've lost some weight.
Thank you.
And I've lost some weight. We've all lost some weight. And we're still eating like hogs.
Y'all are. I'm not.
Here's the guy here. Now, wait a minute. Here's
What
the
you talking
guy
about,
here.
Chris?
Yeah, here's the guy here. I've never seen nobody eat like that guy can, except you know who you mentioned before.
Okay, now,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and tell the story. Go ahead.
No. Well, okay. Since you want to throw me under the bus, Mr. 4 or 5 trips back in the buffet line, full plates of food each time. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a big fat lie.
I've seen him eat.
Okay.
I do like these. He's
Just a little
right.
bit. It was about 3 times.
It was 3 times for sure.
I got
3 full times, right?
Yes, I got thrown under the bus for going to it 4 times, but twice there wasn't anything but a couple pork chops on the plate.
You should see him at
Now, wait a minute. That's not necessarily true.
Oh, here we go.
Dwight Allen, you help me out here.
Here we go.
Okay. Remember me and you tore up the liver and onions. Of course we did. He tore up the pork chops. And yes, he
maybe
did
it was
go back a
fried
couple of...
chicken.
It was both.
No.
Because you...
Both?
Oh, yes, it
It was
was.
either or. I don't think they had pork chops the time that I'm talking about. We've been there a couple times.
Oh, yes, they did.
I don't think they did. I think there was nothing but fried chicken on it for some reason.
Well, okay. If that, however you want to spin the tail. But anyway, look, those 2 plates came back, and you had more fried chicken and more pork chops that I could. You had 3 or 4 pieces.
Interesting.
Hey, look, corn, cream corn. He had that plate full.
Green beans.
Green beans. You even had a biscuit.
The green beans and corn sound about. I don't know about a biscuit on eating biscuit on a buffet.
Well, wait a minute now.
That doesn't sound. That
No,
just
you
does
did
not
go over
sound
there.
like me at all. Because if I'm eating a buffet, I'm not eating anything to expand my stomach like that.
Oh, and you saw, here we go. Oh, I knew she was coming back with that. You remember that? Oh, my God. You remember that day? Was you there that day when I ate that 5-egg omelet?
Holy cow! No, I don't
I'd
think
eat
he was
finish
I
there.
don't think I was there.
Holy
but
cow!
Oh, yeah. Sure. And by the way, Liz Henry Holland said stuffed bell peppers.
Okay.
Oh, I'm there.
I'm there.
Well, good.
We're going. Well, I know where we're going.
There is a
they
little.
had that tonight, and they got one waiting for me.
Do they?
There was there's a little place that we go.
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
breakfast
Yes,
in
Byron.
Keystone
Yes,
called
please.
Clyde's. It's got really good food, and they have got this thing called a 5-egg omelet. It's called a Clyde's omelet or something.
Yeah, it is.
Like
You're
that.
right.
It's a 5-egg omelet,
No, I haven't ate there.
but it's not like like just 5 eggs and a little bit of ham or a little bit of bacon or a little bit of something in it. This thing comes out and it's this long and about that thick.
Oh my goodness!
And I looked at that and went, brother, I've seen you eat a lot. You're not eating all of that. Good grief. And he proceeds to try to do it. And there was probably about that much of it left.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gave it heck.
I don't know. I really don't know where he found space to put that much of it because it's the biggest omelet I've ever seen in my life.
She said there's 4 left, each for each one of us. So hey, that's all right. Hey, I know you're gonna eat all 4 on your way home. Yeah. But anyway, Yeah, I mean, we love to eat, man. There's no doubt about it, man.
No. We all like to eat.
Yes, we do.
Both of
Yes.
those were actually a little bit of an exaggeration.
It was.
Of what
It was.
I
We just wanted to cut it funny for sure, and I tell you, I've seen this man eat. When he wants to eat, he can eat. And I've seen you when you're on. I've seen you eat.
If I'm hungry, I'll eat.
Yeah, you'll eat because I remember those trips to IHOP. You remember those trips to IHOP? Hey, you put away, you cleaned your plate, plus some pancakes, plus some omelets, or waffles. So I've seen you eat, and I know he can eat too. But I think at that time you were trying to eat pretty healthy, wasn't you? You were trying to, because you would get what's that one thing that you used to get all the time there? It was like
I get a 2-egg breakfast or something like that.
Yeah, no, there was a special sandwich you got. And then
Oh yeah, I can't remember what
You know what it is?
It was like a turkey panini or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'd get a salad. You know, I think you had got a salad. And then what did you drink? Sprite?
Sprite.
Or whatever, Sierra Mist or whatever was there.
Me and David, we'd eat at Cedar River, and he'd order shrimp. And they bring a big plate of shrimp.
Here we go.
And he'd start tearing in on that. He'll order another plate of shrimp. And then he's got a baked potato or a side,
I'm not
coleslaw or something. It's like a salad.
The coleslaw is healthier than the baked potato. When you eat
that baked potato is good.
It's all
It's good
starch.
though. Hey, buddy, I'm gonna tell you, it's good with a bunch of sour cream and butter.
I'm not
But
saying-
let me tell you. Hey,
I'm not saying anything about eating 2 plates full of shrimp.
yeah, I do because I've seen you do it too. Now, I do want to take Shirley, and we're all going to go.
Oh, Lord.
Shirley can tear up some crab legs. She's told us about the story about that. She says that if they're there, she can definitely tear them up, and I believe it. And Byron backed up the story and has seen it.
My mother eats
And-
like a bird unless she put crab legs in front of her, and then I don't know that I can eat that many crab legs.
Shoot, I don't know if I can either. I know she can
They
tear them
are
up.
I've seen her do it multiple times. I'm like,
What's that place that
Whoa.
we're talking about going to get those?
Gigi's.
Gigi's, yeah. Gigi's. You ever been there?
No.
Gigi's, you ever been there?
It's right next to the Comedy Zone,
Zone,
in,
yes.
in Mandarin in Jacksonville.
They got a buffet on Friday nights, right? Ooh, man. We need to all go. Let's all go. Oh,
It's
man.
been a good haul there.
Oh, man. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, Shirley. We're gonna test that theory out. I'm gonna try to keep up with you on those crab legs, but when I see those boiled shrimp, you know what I'm gonna be getting, don't you?
You'll be eating crab legs.
I'll be eating crab legs too.
And,
Yeah. You like crab legs?
Leave.
Oh, you're not much for that.
No, I'll eat crab legs, and
Will
what
you?
I really like is shrimp, oysters, and scallops.
You like shrimp any kind of way? You either boiled, fried, and grilled, and all that, and then you like scallops too, right?
Yep. And oysters, I only eat them fried. Sorry.
Okay, so. That's not, yeah, I like them fried too. You're talking about, yeah.
Well, when you get like a plate,
Yeah, put them in front of us, yeah.
or when you get a plate, when you can
Cocktail
get the
sauce
trio
and
like that.
Yeah.
Saltines,
Especially when all you can eat. Remember going to Cedar River way back in the day, and I sit down and they had all you could eat shrimp, scallops, and oysters.
Ooh.
And I sat there and I ate so much I couldn't even get out of the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was that full. I
there's
said, "Okay,
no
I have to let me sit here 15 minutes before I can get up.
Well, yeah.
Byron and Dave and Mitchell's right. I love to eat. There's no doubt about it. Byron didn't exaggerate too much. I went up there 4 times, and I filled that plate full, didn't I? And I ate every bit of it. I think except that last plate.
I don't think you did the last time. I don't think you filled the plate full the last time.
No, the last one. Yeah.
You did go.
Yeah, and anytime like he's, I did. I ain't gonna lie.
Going,
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I did.
That's enough corn. That's enough green beans. The next 2 times I went up there, I just got chicken, and I think I got crab salad or something. The last time I went up there with it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, Dwight Allen can eat. Dwight Allen put away some of those liver and onions that were that time that we went, and I'm gonna tell you, he could eat too. There's no doubt about it.
But the smile on all
of our faces.
all of our faces, that's worth it.
It's
Extra
worth it.
10 pounds we gained
Yeah,
in an
it
hour
was.
and a half.
It was. And we sat there and talked and giggled and laughed. And let me tell you what, man. Oh, Byron, it's about time for me to go get another plate. Byron, hey, it's time for Byron to go get another plate. Dwight to go get another plate. We all need to all get together as a group one day, and let's just go tear that up because I did tell you they were shutting it down, right?
What, Gigi's?
No, Old Times.
Oh yeah, Old Times.
Yeah, Old Times is
Yeah.
Oh yeah, up there in Lake
Yeah,
City.
Lake City.
They're closing all of them.
All of
Yeah,
them. Yes, apparently. Yes. So
And it's a shame too, because if you've never been to that place, it's actually a country cooking buffet, and it's not your typical country cooking buffet. Everything that's on it is actually really good.
Are they shut down yet?
not yet. We're gonna go. Not yet. It's coming within the next several months, a couple of months. I'll find out for sure. Some of the boys were telling me at work about it, but we'll go. Shirley, another thing that Shirley can put away, and she just said it on the comment. Byron just seen it. Is what, Byron?
Do what now?
What else can your mom put away?
Shrimp.
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
shrimp too.
She
Not as much as crab legs, but
No.
she eats some shrimp too.
when we went to Blue Water Bay. I'm telling you, she put away some shrimp now.
Anybody
Yeah.
that goes to Blue Water Bay is
Oh.
going to put away shrimp. Their shrimp are
I know you've
unbelievably
eaten
good.
there.
The
Yeah.
fried shrimp is just about the best fried shrimp I've ever had from anywhere.
Yes, you ain't kidding. Olivia Hill's on and Mitchell Gunner's on. So again, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. I know it's 7:53, and we just really been talking about ourselves and food, and we pumped up Mitchell's page because it's hitting on all cylinders, baby. It is. And if you haven't watched a show that he does, professionally done, professionally written, got his guest on.
Really?
Uh-oh, what happened?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, B. No.
There's a restaurant. There's a restaurant in Salt Springs that apparently has all you can eat crab legs.
What?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Where at, Sam Shee?
Is that the one that's on the right hand side right before the actual state campground?
Yeah, hopefully she'll say, really? Ooh, Shirley's in. I know we're all in on that. Oh, yeah, we're all in
I
on
don't have a
that.
problem.
They
with
probably
that.
got a timeline on it.
You think so?
Most places do.
I'm telling you.
Shirley's
ready.
She's ready. We just need the information, Shirley.
Yeah.
It's right there off of 19.
I think she's talking about the one that's on the right hand side, right across from Salt Springs.
I'll tell you what, we usually go to
Really?
Orlando.
That ain't bad.
We usually go to Orlando quite a bit, and we're actually
Yes.
going to go back down here the next following week. And we usually go the back way, and so maybe we need to stop by there on the way down.
If you're
And
going to Orlando, you might as well go to Texas de Brazil and eat some steak like
Yeah. Hey, Miss Allstott said only $45 a person.
Wow.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Wow.
My buddy Jeff Riggins is watching. Hey, Jeff, I've been a long time, man. Sorry, I've seen some of your phone calls. Message me, man, and I'll get back with you, brother, for sure. So, again, we was talking about Mitchell's page and how it all coincides and how it all works together. Almost 14,000, about 11 shots. Or have you checked the numbers lately? I know you're on the show right now.
we're just a little off of hitting 14,000, so we'll hit that probably tonight.
That is unbelievable numbers for a Facebook podcast. That is unbelievable.
He had a post that had a
Yeah.
500,000 views. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 600,000 now.
That's ridiculous.
That's
It's a little
ridiculous.
article I wrote on Shirley Madowney. She's being inducted into the Legends of
That's good.
there in Bristol at Thunder Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So a really big thing for her. She paid.
She paid the way.
So many ways for females to get involved in drag racing.
Yeah.
You look back at some of those girls that had looked up to her. Angel Sampay, was a pro stock motorcycle champion. Now she's running alcohol, and next year she'll be running Top Fuel with Antron Brown. We have Erica Anders. She's now won 6 championships in pro stock.
She's my favorite, man. I'm sorry.
And Kelly Klotz and many other females, she has
I've
paved the
told
way
you.
for.
I've told you, man. She's my favorite. She's Dave's favorite too. Erica Enders, man, and her sister Courtney.
Yeah.
two beautiful ladies and very great personalities, man. I'm telling you right now, we enjoyed talking with them. Oh man, they're just amazing.
Well, there's a really good movie about Shirley Muldowney that's been around for a long time. If you don't know who that is, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the movie is.
Heart Like a Will.
Heart Like a Will.
Yeah.
If you want to see something about Shirley Muldowney and get to understand what she went through, that is a great movie.
Now it's a little dramatized because they have to add that action in. It's a movie, but yeah, she had to put up and endure a lot during going through all of that, getting her Top Fuel license and everything. A lot of guys didn't like her, and they called her a lot of bad, nasty things. And but she didn't take no slack off of anybody. It didn't matter if it was a woman or a man. She stood up for herself.
She's a trooper, and that article that Mitchell wrote, if you haven't read it, man, you need to go and read it. You will really enjoy that for sure. Judith Young is on. Oh yes, Mom, and that's why I was shaking my head. Empanadas.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah, of course we're going to do that for sure. All of us.
We're going to get us a driver that's not going to eat, and we'll go to Texas de Brazil and then watch this one. Do that too.
Do that too, yeah.
He'll look at that salad bar that's at that
I was
place
just
and
going
go,
to say.
oh my God.
Gosh, yeah.
Do they have something there that you can win a T-shirt or a hat if you eat all of it?
No, but if you leave that place and you're hungry, there is something really the matter with you. I mean, really the matter. Something's wrong.
I've never been in an eating contest, and I probably would not do. I probably would do okay, but I probably wouldn't win it. There's a place in Texas that my buddies used to go all the time, and there is a steak that's a 96-ounce steak.
Yes.
Wow. And if you can eat it all, every bit of it, and I think you got to eat the sides too. I can't remember. Right? You got it. Whatever's served.
It's free.
It's free. And you get a T-shirt, and you get your name on the Hall of Fame eating wall that they've got right there. I probably couldn't do it all. I'd give it a heck of a shot, B. I don't think I could do it all, even as much as I like to eat. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'd give it a heck of a try. I'd give it a college try.
It's always the skinny guy that's able to eat all of it.
Yeah.
You take all these hot dog eating contests.
Joey Chestnut.
It's a skinny guy.
He looks like that camera stand right there.
Right.
And he eats what? 70-something hot dogs or whatever it is? Good grief. And he's going to do it again July the 4th. He is. He's going to come back, probably win it again.
If I'm getting in an eating contest, it's not going to be hot dogs. I like hot dogs, but not like that.
You'd like to do the steak thing. You'd like to do this. Yeah. I think you could give it heck.
Something.
Yeah, I could probably win a shrimp one now. Hey, but that steak, I don't know if I could.
That's a lot. That's 64 ounces. How many pounds is that?
It's 96 ounces, I think, but it's
it's
even 60. Yeah, it's 96.
96.
How many? What is
16 ounces. 16 ounces to pound.
So 96. 6 pounds worth?
That's a 6-pound steak. To give everybody an idea, that is a 6-pound steak.
And I think you have to eat in a certain amount of time too.
You do.
Yeah. So
And you do. That's
like
right.
you can sit there.
You can't
for
sit
8
there.
hours and eat it.
The name of that restaurant is on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I wish you could think of it.
I can't think of the name of it. It's world famous. There's people come up from all over the world that try to do that and can't.
So I'm glad Logan.
Chris.
No, it's a special one in Texas. And Byron will think about it. Logan Johnson's on. Logan Johnson was our guest 2 weeks ago, and he is now the president of the Tornado Booster Club and the Touchdown Club. And we talked about giving and helping out with Tornado football this year. And look, it's just not about football. It's the cheerleaders and it's everybody that's involved. And I think he's still looking for, Logan, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's still looking for, to selling for sponsorships, right? You remember he was talking about that?
Yeah.
And to being a sponsor of Tornado football. And I think they've already had that raffle for those 2 red seats that he was talking about.
Probably so.
Probably.
There is a couple of things that I want to talk about tonight briefly.
Okay.
One of them sports related, and the other has to do with some nonsense that's going on this
Okay,
week.
we can do that as it's coming up on 8:02. And again, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. Dave Holland, producer and director, the Dancing Destroyer. He is going to show y'all in a couple of weeks how to do the Cupid Shuffle. Right here is Mitchell Gunner, the host of On the Spot Motorsports Media, right along with Robert Simpson. I always forget his last name. I always say just Robert. Now that's got to Robert Simpson. Robert Simpson and him doing a great show on Thursday. Yeah, just the Robert, okay? And then, of course, my other host here, Mr. Byron Bagwell, the guru of all things, and what? The innovator of what?
Shenanigans?
Pretty close. That's good enough. I was going to say something else, but shenanigans is good. Shenanigans is good. No. One. Remember this? One, 2, 3. Hello, Alvy! Y'all do. Even Mitchell remembered it. That's good. Jennifer Evelyn's watching. So, again, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. Let's move on. I just want to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, Memorial Day. We had a great Memorial Day. Mitchell, what was you doing? You was on vacation, wasn't you? Didn't you take a little mini vacation in that time?
No, we did not. We actually just sat around the house and relaxed and
Me too.
had the chance to just reflect on all these veterans and what they sacrificed. They sacrificed their life to be able for us to be able to have the freedoms that we have today. Unfortunately, this country is not the same country it was when those young men went and lost their life here. We're in some dark times here in this time and age, and it's everywhere. It's terrible.
It is.
We have a problem with our border. We have people here that shouldn't be here. We just had 2 police officers this past week that was shot by an illegal alien from Venezuela. We keep on seeing these stories pop up, and I may offend somebody, but that's okay. But those officers' blood is on Biden's hands because he had a chance to stop this, and he has actually opened up the floodgates, letting these people in. And these are not women and children. These are grown men, military age, coming from South America because they're emptying out their prisons and letting them come up here. We got people coming from China. China is not a friend of the United States.
No, absolutely not. And, Mitchell, just to back that up a little bit, too, you were mainly talking about the border, and, of course, that's a big, big problem. And all these people that are coming in, it's just not people from Mexico. It's, like you said, people from China, people from the Middle East. It's people from everywhere. And the border's so wide open right now, they're just coming in by the droves. And it's going to be hard for our government to find these people and get rid of them. How do you do it? You can only do it one at a time. If you think about it, how do you do the roundup? Where do you find these people? These people come in here and they hide.
They're in the big cities, David. They're
that's what I'm saying.
Up in hotels.
Yeah.
They got a better life than the Americans here. We have to get up and go to work every day. These people are put up in hotels. They're being fed. They've given a cell phone. They got all the amenities that you want to have and not have to work for it.
Yeah. How about the ones that are criminals?
But we have to go to work because we are having to pay for it.
Quite frankly, I resent the absolute you-know-what out of having to pay for somebody to live in this country that is not a citizen of this country.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with it.
I resent it. That is not the function of our government.
No.
At all.
No.
To pay with tax dollars that we make for people to come into this country illegally to live.
Well, Byron, it's not just that, it's the wokeness of the left. The Democratic Party, you have a few of them that are still Democrats up there, but they're very far in between. And that's one of the things, one of the reasons why, I want to run for school board It is because of this wokeness that some of the school systems are breaking down and not being able to educate our kids the way they should be educated. I'll give you a prime example. Gainesville, Alachua County. It's right down the road from Bradford. They want to make it where if you're a male and you want to identify as a female, you can use the female bathroom. That's what they want to do in Alachua County. Not only that, but they want to incite some kind of rule or something. I'll have to do some research and find out what that rule number is. But they also want students, if they don't even turn in work, they don't get a 0 no more. They get a 50. So what are we doing? A student can go for 6 weeks of a 9-week period and have nothing but a bunch of 50s in the last minute, turn in a couple assignments, and they make a C or D to pass. We're dumbing down our kids. Now we don't have that problem yet here in Bradford County.
Not yet.
But
we're not going to.
But if elected, I'm not gonna vote on policies that let that stuff in our school system. I also don't believe in females participating in male sports, and I don't believe in males participating in female sports. If you're born a male, you participate in male sports.
That's right.
If you're female, you participate in female sports.
I agree.
And I also believe that if we go play other school districts, they better not have a male participating on a female sport that we got to play out there, basketball or softball, because they either have to sit him on the bench and then play the game, or they have to forfeit. Because I'm not going to jeopardize our female athletes at our school to get hurt by a male that's going to dominate. We have seen it over and over and over on the news of females getting hurt in basketball, softball, and volleyball. We got to put a stop of it somewhere, and we got to stop it at a local government first.
I want to back that up, Mitchell. I'm glad you sort of brought that up, Byron, and I hope and pray I'm not stealing your thunder about the sports thing. Here we go with some other things. You were talking about our school system. The sanctity. Am I going to step on your toes with this?
Real quick.
Is it NIL? Are you talking about the NIL?
Yes, that's.
I'm going to let you go there. I'm going to let you
real
go.
Quick, and I'm going to let you go ahead and say what you were going to say about the NIL, and then I'll chime in.
Okay.
What he was just talking about is something that I talked about from Aristotle. A is A. It's called the law of identity. It means a thing is a thing. It can be nothing else but that thing. Now, you can argue with a conservative if you want to. You can say that I'm a far right-wing nut and don't know what I'm talking about, and I have no compassion for anybody. My comment to that is going to be, from this point forward, go argue with Aristotle.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
go argue with the father of metaphysics. Go argue with him, fool.
Well, and the thing is, if they want transgenders to be able to play sports, then they can make their own
league
program and league for them to participate in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to have our female athletes get hurt over it and have their chances of going to school and advancing and going to college on scholarships.
You shouldn't even do that, because if you cannot.
No, I'm not saying that the school system do it. They can go form their own
thing,
their own league.
It's a club league or whatever.
That's absolutely fine. But schools shouldn't cater to the people that are denying reality.
Yeah,
you'd say what you want to. The American Association of Psychologists can say what they want to too. They've lost their minds too. We don't. You don't get catered to. You have a mental illness, you don't get catered to. No.
I want to back this up, not in sort of a transgender, but with what Byron and Mitchell just said. And I'm sorry,
that makes me furious, man.
I know you were talking about NIL. I know you were going to get into that.
You go ahead and do that.
Because I just want to back this up here real quick, and if y'all haven't heard, and I think Byron was going to get into this. Look, if y'all know any of us we love football. I love football. We love breaking football down. We call football. Mitchell's called football. Byron calls football. I call football. We love football. I've always liked the pros until they started doing some shenanigans. Now that's sort of cleared up a little bit, so I'm back to watching pro football. And I loved college football. Why did I love college football so much, as y'all three do, and everybody else that is on here? Because there was a purity about the game.
Yep, that's gone.
Here's the problem, what Mitchell just said.
It's gone.
It's gone. Why? Because the NIL and the transfer portal. And name, image, and likeness, look, I have no problem with that. The problem is they threw it in your face, and all of a sudden it just exploded. And now you're trying to reel it back in, and guess what? There's really no governing body, Byron, to reel that back in until they put a SAR or a president of all of college, of the NCAA, to regulate all this. The problem is they don't have nobody sitting in there right now. And the transfer portal, you can transfer as many times as you want. Bull, no. You need to put a limit and a cap on that. You should only be able to transfer one time.
And you
that's
sit
it.
out for a year before
Yep.
you play.
Yep.
Not the 3 years
Yep.
that it was.
Yep.
1 year you sit out,
Well,
and that's it.
And that's it.
I will tell
Yep.
you, David, I completely disagree about the NIL thing. Collegiate sports are not pro sports. These athletes get paid by these colleges by their education,
Yep.
their room and board, and they get all of their meals. In there, if they've got a full ride scholarship, they do. You want to do something to help these people who don't have a full ride scholarship that's not NIL and not paying them directly, I don't have an issue with it at all. But these are not collegiate athletes. These are minor pro sports athletes now, and they should not be getting their colleges paid for by our tax dollars when they get that NIL deal, period.
I'll agree with you, but I'll disagree with you. Look, can anybody tell me here, because I know, what does the NCAA make every year? No, come on, tell me.
It's billions of dollars.
You want me to tell you what it is? It's $50 billion a year off the name, image, and likeness of these athletes. I agree with what you said. My problem is you've got a guy, a quarterback. Mitchell's the quarterback for the Florida Gators. Mitchell is going to get $1 million a year. But this third stringer ain't going to get nowhere near that. You know why? Because he's not the starter. He's not important to the team. Bull crap. He goes out there and practices against Mitchell every single day. Why shouldn't he get paid what Mitchell's getting paid?
And if I go down.
And if you go down, that next person's stepping up. I say that you give them something, Byron, because they are making this big money. You give them something, but it should be even across the board.
But the thing is, I want to
Give them some date money. These people, these guys aren't working. They're trying to pull a class load.
But you got to look at it this way: you got other college athletes there that's running track and field and cross country,
And you should pay them too.
And they don't get the accolades
Right.
as they do in college football.
Do you know why? Because football drives all the other sports. The revenue off of football, you know that, drives all the other sports.
You're still changing the definition of what a collegiate athlete is to a professional athlete. When you do that, because you're paying them for their name, image, and likeness playing a sport that they're popular in. These people are being paid already because they're getting their education, and most of those people are getting a free ride. Their parents aren't paying for it. It's coming out of the taxpayers' fund. And we talk about the debt clock. It's been a while since we've talked about it, but it'll scare you half to death even worse now because the total's like $96,000 when you're born.
Yep.
You're
Yep. Now, okay, Florida State has 85 players. Florida Gators has 85 players. That's what you can carry on a team. Okay? Now, are you telling me each and every one of them got a scholarship? Absolutely not.
No.
And that's the thing. That's where I say this money should come in, is to these guys that they're paying for their what do you call it? Their college education, and their walk-ons on the football team. And just like the example I used with Mitchell, if Mitchell goes down and gets hurt, and guess what? If there's not another scholarship quarterback on the team, guess who's going to be playing? Somebody that doesn't have a scholarship. I understand that you can earn one. I get it. How are you going to be down? All kinds of factors come in. I'm just saying, if there's going to be name, image, and likeness, and I agree with everything that you said, brother, I do. I just want it to be even across the board. Why should somebody make $1 million and this guy makes $10,000?
I'll solve the problem across the board with that. If you take name, image, and likeness, you pay for your school, you pay for your room and board, you pay for all of it. You do not get a scholarship.
You pay it out of your NIT money.
You pay it out of your NIL money.
Yeah, NIL, yep.
And if you don't, then you don't get the NIL money. You either have a scholarship or you get the NIL money.
Okay, I can buy that. I can buy that.
That is more acceptable to me than what we've got now.
Right.
Still not. I still have an issue with calling these people collegiate college athletes because they're not college athletes any longer once they start getting paid.
And now they want to bring that over to high school.
And do you know what separates them?
And that's what.
Okay, this is what we're going, and I'm gonna let Byron get into that. All right. So, and I'm gonna lead you into that. Okay, name, image, and likeness. We talked about the transfer portal. The only thing that separates college sports right now to the NFL is the collective bargaining agreement. If you had a collective bargaining agreement, it would be the same as the NFL. Seriously. Hey, the only thing, they don't have a players association, but I bet you it's going to get created. You don't think it's going? It's coming. It's coming.
They're
It's
professional
coming.
athletes. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
They
It's
can
coming.
unionize.
They can unionize,
When they
yeah.
do that, you better have some sort of control put on that. Because if
yes.
they don't, you're talking about really ruining college sports. Find out what happens when a union representative gets involved with that crap.
That's what I wanted. Yeah. But go ahead and lead into that one because this one burns me.
Okay. We are now talking about
much more.
high school students in the state of Florida, and this actually was approved
It was
by
today or yesterday, right?
by that idiotic group. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
No.
because I have to deal with their rules. By that idiotic group of people out of guess where, Gainesville, that approved the fact that high school students in Florida can now get NIL money.
And I'm going
Are
to tell
you
you,
kidding me?
and this is the problem, Byron, and this is the problem. Okay, we're going to dump money, lots of money, for high school students to gain a check for playing sports, but in the same breath, we have teachers in our school system that don't make what they're should be being paid. Kindergarten, in kindergarten, I wrote this on my page today because I talked to some teachers. They don't have the help in the classroom. You know, when we went to school, there was a teacher and a paraprofessional there. They don't even have that now. So these teachers are trying to teach. The kids are 5 and 6 years old in kindergarten, and these educators are having to potty train these kids in their classes that should already been done before they even start school. And there's other issues that come up. So every time an issue comes up, the teacher has to stop teaching and take care of the issue. And so, you know, one of my things that I wrote, you know, if the voters of my district decide to vote for me, we're going to have to find a way to help these teachers out, because every time that teacher has to stop, these kids are young. They get lost really quick. Their attention spans are not that long.
Right.
And kindergarten is a very important grade for kids. It's to get them used to a system, to get them organized, to get them to start learning how to read. You know, used to we didn't have to worry about that, but we're already having to get them to read and ready for the first grade, because that's just the way that, you know, the Department of Education for Florida wants it to be done. That's part of their curriculum. But I can't understand why they would do that and leave our educators out, leave our bus drivers out of getting money. Don't get me wrong, I love football, but we got maintenance workers here. Our maintenance workers in our schools, I guarantee you, they make a salary of almost $12.50 to $14 an hour, and that is just pitiful. I love football, but we got to start thinking about other people in our school system and not just about the football programs.
I agree. And let me.
Here's the problem, Mitchell. You're dealing with a group of people that are set from a perspective to make money off of a group of children.
Right. And the thing is, when those tickets come around for your state championships and your regionals and stuff,
they're going to be
that
out the
money
roof.
goes.
And they're going to be out the roof too. Somebody's got to pay for it,
high
right?
school athletic association. You don't go to the school.
So let me, Byron, let me throw something to you. Go ahead.
The problem is that there a lot of the things that go on in schools is the mismanagement of funds going to them. We pay for stuff that's not needed. We pay for stuff that is needed in quantities that are ridiculous. There are things that go on with the funding that is just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. The states need control of the school systems back. I mean, the federal government's the only thing the federal government is good at is force. That is the only thing the federal government is good at. That's the way it's been since the founding.
So,
and Byron, you look at a county like ours. I'm telling you, we are a low budget county. If you look at everybody's what they bring in a yearly wage, we're poor. This is a poor county. But we also, as school board representatives, we need to work with our city and our county representatives as well, of trying to bring more funding into this area. We are fixing to build probably close to 250 new homes here. Well, you build them. Where's these people going to work? We don't have the infrastructure to have companies come in here. We have to build that infrastructure. We have to ask for our county and our state governments to put that in a factor to bring businesses here so we can keep the tax base here to help our school system.
They're going to work in Gainesville or Jacksonville or Lake City. That's where they're going to go to work at. And people ain't going to mind driving. You know why? Because it's going to be cheaper to live here than it is in Orange Park, Gainesville, Jacksonville. So they're going to come and they're going to buy those homes and they're not going to care. And I agree with you. We do need infrastructure. We need some kind of business. But they're going to drive off to go work.
Not if we have places here that pay almost the same amount. They'll
stay.
That's how you keep
I'm
that
just saying for right
here.
now, if you put up 250 homes right now and there's nothing here, where are they going to go work?
They're going to have to go outside. And guess what? They buy their gas outside. They buy their food outside. They purchase their other goods from outside, and that's tax base that's lost.
And I'll get to your comments. Yes, absolutely. I want to tell y'all something. Byron was talking about this NIL deal, and so was Mitchell, and we sort of tied it all in with the education. That starts in 26, 27, right?
I think it was 26.
26. Okay, 22 years from now. Here's
children.
Byron, let's think about the big picture. Who's going to reap the rewards and benefits from this? Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. Well, besides them.
Say it out loud, Mitchell, and say it loud as you possibly can.
Yeah, but that's
not
even
a bunch of darn crooks.
Yeah, but that's not even the answer. It is, but it's not. Y'all proud of your Bradford High School Tornadoes? Grown kids that been playing since they were in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Hey, we've had a good team for the last 4 years, and we're going to have a pretty good team this year. When NIL comes, You know who's going to get? You know who's going to reap the rewards?
Coco.
Jacksonville, Florida. All them bigger schools that's got the money and that can put out the money for this is going to take the players from Bradford, from Union, all the good players, and they're going to offer them NIL money. And guess where they're going to go? To Bowles, to Trinity Christian, University Christian, all those places down south, Mandarin, all those places. And guess what? Poor little Bradford is going to be left with nobody that anybody else wants, and they're going to try to compete with these schools that just took those kids away from you, that you're paying whatever money that you're paying them. I think that is a bunch of garbage. You're right. FHSAA is making big time dollars, but schools like us ain't going to be able to compete. Let me ask something.
Not good.
I know. We know several of the businesses here. I'm gonna put you give me your thoughts. I know several businesses here. If we had a chance, Mitchell and Byron, to go get 2 kids from Mandarin and pay them $10,000 a piece to come here to play, who's going to pay for that? Who could? I know of maybe 1 or 2 businesses that could do that for us. And are they going to do it?
No, they're not.
No, they're not going to do it.
The people that own businesses in this town are going to think that's corrupt as crap.
Corrupt as crap.
I mean, where are they thinking this money's going to come from?
It's going to come from.
It's going to fall from the sky. It's
You're
going to grow
going
on trees.
So the boosters. You're right. So the boosters of these bigger programs that are filtering in money already, that can pay their coaches 2 times more than what we're paying our coaches, or whatever the case may be, they're going to be putting in more money. They're going to do more fundraisers. They're going to do everything that they can to get that money in there, and they're going to have a slush fund or an NIL fund, if you want to call whatever you want to call it, and that's how they're going to pay those kids. If they want a Khalil Cummings, if they want a Khalil Cummings or a Jason Clark,
I know what they're counting on.
Go ahead.
They're counting on the students who have left, went to college, and are now playing professional football
to filter fund money back in. Yes.
To fill money back in to pay for these kids on their NIL.
And let me ask something. And look, I don't know a lot of these kids. Let's just take a Chase and Clark. I just want to. I know that man, and you know him, and you know him. That's got a great reputation. If he was offered $15,000 or $20,000 to go play at Bowles his senior year, do you think he'd have done it? Me knowing that kid, I don't think so. But would the offer be tempting?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, it sure would.
Unless mom and dad have lots of money, which there are some people around here who do have lots of money.
And I just used him as an example.
But you
players like that on that level.
I honestly, unless your parents have moral values, they're going to tell you to take the money and run.
You're going to see schools start setting up dorms.
Well, of course you are.
They're going to start setting up dorms for athletes to come in and play at their school.
That's exactly what they're going to do. This is a horrible idea.
Horrible.
These are people that are not businessmen. They are not even high school graduates. They're not even. Most of them are not even of the age of an adult.
No.
So you're going to give them NIL money? And the parents are gonna be in control of it. I got to be in control of it.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in there saying that. And
they're going to have to learn how to do 1040 forms.
Of course they
They're
are.
going to have to file taxes on that money.
Yeah.
And their parents are the ones that are going to have to file taxes.
And guess what? It's going to mess up their livelihood, their family, because they got to account for that money coming in that household.
Coming into the household, yes.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They won't be able to claim that kid no more.
Yeah, and then like you and Mitchell were sort of saying in a roundabout way there, is that, it depends if that family has a lot of money. Okay, maybe not as prevalent, not as much. But some of these kids that don't have, excuse my French, a pot to piss in, hey, that's going to make you think, right? It'll make you think.
Making the money that I make now, I would look at my son and go, no, absolutely not. And it does not matter to me whether about taxes. It doesn't matter to me about anything. You are not selling your soul to that group in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Period.
I wonder if we can get the governor involved to look at that and Overrule them.
Well, and I'm wondering if this is going to come about too.
I sure hope
with
so.
that. I sure hope so.
Because
too.
it should go to state legislation.
It should go to state legislation.
I think it's a terrible move.
What do you think? NIL. Do you want to play high school? Do you want to pay high school football players? No. Absolutely not.
Your tickets for your games are going to go up.
Go up.
You want to go to a home game? It's
Yeah.
going to cost you $25, $35.
I was just getting ready to say. Those $10 rent seats become 25 right off.
They become more than that.
And more than that,
40.
or 40
per game.
Yep.
And
Per
look,
game, yep.
if people in this town can't afford to go do it,
No.
what you're going to do is you're going to destroy high school football in
Yes,
small
you are.
towns.
Yes, you are. And that's it.
The small programs will dry up.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen.
What was just what I was just saying.
We're going to lose our football program over
Yes,
crap
we are.
like this. Call me alarmist if you want
Nope.
to. Financially, you can't prove that that's not going to happen.
What we need all the school superintendents and school board members. They need to fight them on this. Mm-hmm. They need to stand up and say, no, we do not want that in our high school sports in the state of Florida.
You get enough superintendents and school boards together that don't want that in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
You could tell that group that's in Gainesville
Yeah.
go away. We're forming our own group.
And actually,
You can
that
tell
is the
them
talk
saying-
right now.
Yes.
I work over in Lake City, and Lake City's not bad size. But I was here. They can't afford all these players either. You know what I'm saying? And they got way more business than we do. They've got more. What were you saying? Places to work.
Right.
Things where they can keep people there. I don't know what the population of Lake City is. I think it's 100,000, give or take. And man, I'm telling you, they already told me. I've heard from their coaches. We can't afford that. We can't afford to play players at a place in Lake City that's got a lot more than Bradford does.
It
So what do you
affects
think?
us to take them small schools.
What do you think's going to happen to Union County, Bradford County,
Bankrupt.
Keystone, Clay, and some of those schools? They just you know what they're going to have to do? Combine all those schools to make one team that even try to compete with these people that are getting that are going to have all these great players.
Honestly, is there going to be a great player left in North Florida? Because
Good. No. I know your point. I see where you're going.
is there going to be a good player left?
Where's
in
the
North
money at?
Florida?
Miami.
North Florida, because
Yep.
because of schools like Miami Central, Thomas Aquinas,
Yep.
some of the
Northwestern, Miami Northwestern, yeah.
There's some schools in
Yep.
Tampa that can do that too.
Berkeley Prep.
And
Look at all
Palm
these
Beach.
big Catholic schools.
Yes, they
Like
got
Bishop Kenny, for instance. They got
Yeah,
a lot of money.
money.
They'll be able to do
Trinity
it.
Christian,
Trinity
Maybe.
Christian.
Bowles
Maybe.
University Christian.
But you're also talking about in those schools that I just mentioned, teams
Yeah.
that are ranked nationally in the top 5. Now, that being said, they're ranked nationally in the top 5. Where are you going? Where is the money going to come from that's going to be the most money? Because those teams play on TV. It's coming to those schools in Miami.
Yes, it
is there
is.
going to be a good player left
Probably not.
It's going to be left in North Florida? Or not a good player?
Shoot,
but
if they got
great
enough of
player.
money and they
A great
bring in this, shoot, they'll pay for the whole family to move down there and put them in
Absolutely, and that's where I was just getting to
They'll
too.
use their boosters
Yep.
to rent these families houses so their child can play for their team.
For their team.
That is exactly right.
And what is it about? Honestly, what is it about? It's about this, and it's about notoriety and state championship. Hey, look, Byron, the more state championships you got, what? The more powerful you are, right? It's like cash. If you got a bunch of cash, you're pretty powerful. You'll be more powerful than I would if I don't have cash.
Instead of doing this NIL deal, won't they do this? Won't they take all the teams, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A,
Yep.
that win state, they get a pot of money for winning,
Yep.
and they can split it through the players, $200 each. And that's their prize for making it to state and winning a state title. They get $200 apiece. They get a championship ring.
I'm good with that.
Instead of doing all this other crap and ruin programs for
Yeah.
small counties.
Here
Well.
is something I'm going to say. It's not the money. It is the character of the people
Well,
that
of
are
course it
going
is.
after the money. Because money is not evil. Money is a means to an end.
Yeah.
Is all that is. And what they're using that means to an end for is an evil one, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about using the power of money to coerce children into making decisions and their families into making decisions, you are about to have a nightmare issue on your hands with this stupidity.
And y'all hit something right on the head, what you just said right there. It's not even going to be the kid making the decision. The parents are going to be making the decision for them. Hey, you see greenbacks and you hear greenbacks and you hear a large amount of greenbacks. Do you really think that kid is really making that decision? Probably some of it, but most of it is coming from the family and the parents. Oh, like Mitchell said, they can move me down to Miami down there. Give me $100,000 a year, or give my son supposedly $100,000 a year.
Well,
of course, you're going.
Guess
And
what else is going to happen? Other states is going to see them doing this
Absolutely.
in Florida, and they're going to do it. And we're going to have
Actually,
students leaving out of the state of Florida to go to Texas.
Byron, correct me if I'm wrong, and you bring up a good point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I read where some other states are trying to do this already as well?
Yeah.
There's other states, and like you said, and when other states start doing it, I mean, it's going to eventually become a reality, just like it has in college football with NIL and the transfer portal. You can do it in Division I, you can do it Division II, Division III. It's all over. You don't even have to be a great player, Byron, on a Division I school. You can do it in a Division III school. It's just flat out ridiculous, man. And the sanctity when we used to watch college football when we was young is absolutely gone. That's why I watch college football, because of the pageantry, the love of the sport. You're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to win a conference championship. You're trying to win a national championship. You're trying to get yourself better to go to the pros. Kids now, hey, have you noticed the amount of kids that are staying back in college and not going to the pros? And I don't mind that either. But hey, a fifth-year senior, sixth-year senior is staying back because he's getting NIL money. Why wouldn't he enjoy another year of college and try to upgrade his draft stock? Why wouldn't you do it?
What you're doing is you're corrupting young men who do not have the correct moral code to deal with that much money, is what you are doing. It's not about the fact that they're getting that money.
No.
It's about the fact that they can't handle that money in the right way. Some of them have parents that can help them do that.
And then guess what happens? They start spending that money, getting on drugs because they got the money. They ruin their chances of having a professional career.
Here's my other problem with this.
It's not just that. It's that they get the money and it's gone, and they don't have anything to show for it. It's that they're not. I am sorry, a college student, for the most part, unless they are exceptional.
Yeah.
And there are some of those out there. I mean, we've seen athletes that have been exceptional before, that have been Albright scholars and stuff like that, and they've gone on to quit the NFL and become brain surgeons and do stuff like that.
My buddy Myron Rowe.
Oh, man. I use him as an example every time.
All the time.
He quit the NFL.
He was an All-American safety.
And was being paid a bunch of money in the NFL.
Yes.
And said, I'm done with this. I want to be a brain surgeon. And became a brain surgeon. There are people out there that can handle this. But most of the time what happens is these people get that money and it's gone in a year or two. And the reason is they don't understand how to financially handle that much money, and the people that they hire to do it give them bad advice,
or take their money,
from on crazy ventures.
Yeah,
you're talking about going from not making very much money to making $300,000 a year.
Well, the NIL has ruined loyalty.
There is no
such. There's no such thing.
You're hired guns. You're hired guns, right? You're a hired gun, right?
There's no loyalty.
No, you're a hired gun. And look, and I don't blame coaches. Hey, it's out there. I don't blame coaches for taking advantage of the transfer portal. I'll give you a prime example. I think Billy Napier's done a pretty good job in the transfer portal. Mike Norvell
has done an unbelievable
job with the transfer portal. Why wouldn't you use it? It's there.
I hate it.
I'm not saying it's right.
Here's the thing. The other thing that people are not thinking about. I am a 5-star athlete. I am a quarterback. And I have lit the world on fire playing in high school for 4 years. And my dream is to play for Florida State. I go to Florida State. And I sit there for my first year because I'm playing behind somebody that's been there as a senior, and I can accept that. I can learn the system. I can play my rear end off. All of a sudden, my next year, I am beating everybody else out on that squad. All of a sudden, the next year, there's another star from college that transfers in. I'm sitting once again.
You're second string again.
They have no clue
Yeah.
whether I'm better than this other quarterback unless the coach is really honest and goes, this guy just beat you out.
Yeah.
You're the number 3 quarterback in college football, but this sophomore just beats you out, and I'm going to play him,
Yep.
which is not going to happen very often because of the money involved with it.
Yep.
Sooner or later, I'm going to look at it and go, I'm never going to play. I've got to transfer myself, or I am never going to play. There goes my dream of playing at the college that I wanted to play at as a kid. And if you don't think that'll affect somebody's head,
Hey, and you're just talking about that, Byron. The transfer portal is exactly what Byron said. You know what else it's also affected? The amount of scholarships that you can offer to players, because you know what? Once you're in the transfer portal and you take a guy from the transfer portal, guess what happened to that 5-star athlete that you wanted because you wanted this guy that was in the transfer portal? There goes that scholarship. It goes to him. Now, let's say you had 5 of them. Now you're down to 4. Oh, there's another guy wanting Mitchell right out the transfer portal. Well, now them scholarships gone down to 3.
I honestly,
You see what I'm saying?
I
It just
use that
gets-
as an example because I honestly
No, that's
believe
right.
the best quarterback at Florida State right now is not DJ
Ukulele.
Ukulele.
No, it's not. It isn't.
Well,
No.
I know this NIL thing is going to ruin high school football.
Well, for sure it is. Let me read some. I know it's 8:43 local. David Rodgers, Byron Bagwell, Mitchell Gunner, Dave Holland here with you. Hey, great show so far tonight. Talked about a bunch of different things. I just want to read some of you guys' comments because it's very important to us. Jeff Riggin says, go down to Ocala and see Big Daddy. He has some good stuff and some good stuff. The Pink Lady.
Been there.
Been there, yes.
Judith Young before that. Roll
Oh, did I miss her?
Yes.
Oh.
She had a question for Mitchell.
No, it's behind that, brother.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. It's called Pop Southern Buffet, which you already know. Byron, I know you're so proud of your father's military career. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Jeff, I'll agree. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Becky Tomlinson's watching. Our school system's in deep trouble. I think we talked about that. Hey, Roger the Tornado Cruz, you know him?
Well, I mean, the whole thing with the school system is, we don't have the money that we actually need, and we have to find ways of getting that tax base in here to fund the programs in our school system. One of the things I've also been asked about is our art program. Our art program is pretty non-existing.
Let's call it like it is.
And that, to me, it's very important for kids to participate in art.
Well, the arts, period.
Yeah.
The arts, period. Whether it's
painting or playing in the band
or singing in the choir,
or doing pottery, all that kind of
Home
stuff.
ec.
plays.
Hey, did you ever take home ec?
Oh yeah,
Did you, Byron?
but they don't do
Yes.
home ec no more,
Okay,
They
so,
don't.
so,
and they need that back.
so here's the thing. We've designed the school systems to make it even more difficult for anybody to do that for 4 years. It was getting bad when I was teaching. Now it's even worse with the way it's designed for these kids to go about their school days. The teachers can't get the kids in the classes to do it. There is so much other stuff going on with them. They can't keep them, especially the good ones, because the good ones take college classes at the same time they're in high school, and they can't do everything.
Let me get some of these comments here. Lisa's back on. Shirley's on. Aaron Luke Waters is on. Amy Lewis is on. Shirley, no, just argue with any woman who's giving birth to a baby. Can a man give birth to?
A is A.
A. Yep. Judith Young. Okay, here we go. Mitchell, just curious, give it a little bit here. Just curious of your stance on college versus trades. It is a huge topic among teens these days, and I was curious as your standpoint of high education with today's youth.
Well, college is always, we want our kids to go to college, but not all of them want to go to college. And, you know, we have a vocational college that's right down from the high school.
Yep.
We need to actually learn what these students want to learn and how they want to go with their careers, and try to implement that in to create programs. You know, I remember there used to be masonry school down there. Diesel mechanics.
Did they have carpentry down there at one time? Did they
What's
have
that?
plumbing or pipe fitting or something down there?
No, I don't think they had pipe fitting, but
Carpentry,
they had carpentry.
okay, yeah, carpentry, carpentry.
I'd like to see electrical program, and you know, a lot of those things can actually probably be done if we reach out to our federal government and ask for grants, not just from the state, but also from our federal government. A lot of that stuff does trickle down from the federal government.
Are they still frowning on tracking? Because what you're talking about doing is tracking students.
No, I hate this. I hate this test crap. Which, you know, that's all done by the Department of Education, Florida Department of Education. And I think it hurts our students more than it does help them. You know, and that's one of those things. You know, as a school board member, you can look at policies, but you're also a taxpayer, and you have the ability to go up there to Tallahassee and complain to your state leaders. Hey, this is not the way to go.
Well, you know,
because we're taking away. We got daggum kids right now in college that can't even tell you the capitals of all 50 states.
Nope.
They can't even tell you the 3 branches of government.
I'm not
They
sure.
can't even tell you all the oceans.
I'm not sure I can tell you the capitals of all 50 states anymore. But the reason I brought that up about tracking is because that's what we used to do. We used to track students, and we used to use those tests that you're talking about, not as a measurement of whether you graduated from wherever to wherever, or graduated high school or graduated middle school.
But as much as what you're attaining.
But it basically showed what your level was, so the teachers would know what classes to put you into.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, did that cause problems too? Of course it did, because some people don't take tests well. But at the same time, good teachers see that and go, this child does not belong in here, and here's why. And then you could do something like that. But you start talking about tracking, what's going to end up happening is you're going to stir a lot of people up, because certain segments of the population don't do as well on tests and don't track well on tests. And it creates this image.
Yeah. Some people are test takers, and some of them are not.
Well, and what you're going to find is that you're going to get a separation on race, and that was the big problem with it. I have some news for you. If you start breaking it down by race, the white race is not in the top. Is not the top race.
Nope.
It's Asians. You're going to find out that your Asian students do better than everybody.
Yep.
Well, I hate this test system that they're doing now, Byron, because, you know, to me, you can look at the passing grades of these students on their report cards, and that should be the measuring stick. Is right there, because we're teaching our kids right now how to take these tests, and not how our government was founded, how our things that we went through, the wars. We're not teaching them the bad things and the good things about America.
Why don't you just say one word? History. You're not teaching history anymore.
There's bad history and there's good history
yes.
with this country. And if you don't teach it, you repeat it. It's very important that we know the bad history and the good history, because if you look back, you can move forward and become better.
All right, hey, I want to get through your comments. It's at 8:50 Eastern Time. We've went a while here. I want to get ready to shut the show down here. I want to get through your comments, though, just because, hey, that's what we do. We appreciate you joining us, guys, tonight on the spot with David Rodgers, back after a week hiatus. Right here to my right, Mitchell Gunnan. I'm going to give him a few minutes here to tell you about what's coming up on his show. My host, my color commentator on Bradford Tornado Football, the Byron Bagwell, can break down a play better than anybody I know.
No, I don't know about that.
It's pretty good. You do pretty good. So does Mitchell.
I appreciate it.
But between both of us, we can decipher it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. And then there we go, X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's. And then there's Dave Holland, our producer director, the Dancing Destroyer. In 2 weeks, David will come on air and show you how to do the Cupid Shuffle. Anyway, here we go.
Say Macarena.
Yeah. Eddie Escher. I went to school with Eddie Escher. He's tuning in. I haven't seen him in a while. Eddie, good to see you on. And we're talking about the state of Florida because you know I live in Florida now, and have been here for a while. But this is for any state. What Mitchell and Byron and all of us were talking about, this is for any state. We just happen to be talking about our own state because we know about our state. So Mississippi, if that's where you're living at, or Louisiana or whatever, do the same thing there. So we're just giving you some things that are happening here, as is probably happening in other states as well. The NCAA made $1.35 billion just in football. Yes, Jeff, just in football sales. That's not TV revenue. That's not all the jerseys that they sold. That's just tickets. $1.35 billion. Not to mention the other sports that are played, which some of them do charge to get in, but they're not making nowhere near as much money as football. Dave Holland Jr. is watching. Mark Goody's watching.
I want to answer his next question, by the way.
Okay, all right. All right. I have always loved college football. Not anymore. You're right, Shirley. It's hard for me to almost love it, too. Kimberly Crawford's on, and I haven't seen her. Yeah, hey, Kim. Roy Jackson, missing hiatus there for a while. Hello, Roy. Michael Bucks is watching. Mark Goody, Austin hey, we just talked about Austin.
Hey, Austin.
Austin, hey, give me a message or a shout out to any of the boys after the show. We just want to make sure you're okay. Mark Goody, Mitchell, sorry. Until something changes in the family home life, education can't change. That's from Shirley Bagwell.
Yeah.
I agree. Jamie Clemens is on. We were talking about Jamie the other day.
Just real quick.
Did you want to go back, or did I miss one?
For some reason, you didn't get Jeff's.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get Jeff's comment there. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Jeff says the genie is out of the bottle and you can't put it back. No, because the genie opened Pandora's box when it got out of the bottle.
Yeah,
they have an issue, and a bad one now. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely. Jamie Clemens has got something great here. Bartoli is watching. Jamie Clemens says, we love supporting our community, but would never be part of this. It does not benefit the growth of our kids. Right on. And Jamie Clemens is a business owner here. So if he's telling you that, thank you, Jamie. We needed to hear that from you. Terry Wilkerson Anderson's on. How about that? Brandy Gallion Smith is on. Lorenzo, my boss, is on, man. He's watching. What's up, Al?
Hey, man, what's going on?
What's up, man? Reginald Leverson's watching, and Ashley Moore's watching. It is. What time we got local? What time we got local?
I don't know.
What time we got, David? Let's see here.
8:54.
8:54 local time. I want to get ready to shut the show down. It's been a great show. I'm going to give each one of these guys a minute or so to give some final thoughts. I'm going to give some to Dave as well. I'm going to start with you, B, and then I'll throw it over to Mitchell. Final thoughts there.
First and foremost, the NIL period is a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
To me, when you start adding money into something with people that are unscrupulous to begin with, that is a bad situation. And in an ideal society, in a capitalist society that's free market, this would not be a problem because they would completely burn themselves out, but we're a mixed economy anymore, and it's not going to happen. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse with it. Okay, that was the first thought. Second off, Mitchell, I hope that your candidacy goes the way it should be. I'm enjoying hearing what you say.
Me too.
There's two more things I'm going to say. For all those people who are stressing out over Donald Trump, there's no way that any of that stands on appeal. There is too much precedence on it not happening. Bill Clinton is the greatest example that can ever be brought up of that. And I want everybody to think about this, and you can look this up. Matter of fact, I encourage you to. I would like to have this answer from everybody that wants to know what this is. But can anybody tell me what the dollar sign means? Because it does not mean money. What does the dollar sign mean?
I knew this. I think I've asked this on a trivia question, haven't I?
I don't know if you've asked it on a trivia question or I've
It'd
asked
be a
it
good
before.
one.
Or
if you
maybe
haven't.
it sure would be. Do you want to wait till next week and let everybody get some
Yeah,
answers?
okay.
We can leave it hanging.
All you got to do is Google it. All you got to do is Google it, and if you get far enough, you'll figure it out. And it blindsides most people because they have no clue what a dollar sign means.
We'll leave that, hey, as a cliffhanger, as Mitchell said.
Or the dollar sign, the American dollar sign, not anybody else's. The American dollar sign.
Hey, brother, I want to thank you for what you do, for this show, for me, for us, during football. Hey, great comments tonight, great breakdowns of everything. I thought you did an outstanding job like you always do.
It makes me hot when I feel like children are being taken
Yeah,
advantage of. David.
and me as well.
And
I do.
I understand that these college kids are adults too.
Yeah.
But they're being used.
David, I'm going to give you a final thought if you've got one. As you heard us all talking about all kinds of different things, or is there something else that you may want to mention?
I want to touch base on our weather.
Okay, sure.
A little warning out there during the days for the next week. It's going to be in the
Imagine
high
the weather.
90s.
Okay,
The good thing is at
Hydrate.
night it's going to drop down to the low 70s, high 60s. So drink lots of water, about
2 or 3 bottles a day.
2 or 3
yeah,
bottles
what is
a
that?
day.
48 to 64 ounces is that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Agua,
Yeah.
senor.
Yeah, agua.
Drinking lots of water does one really major thing, and that
I'm glad you said
flushes your
Kidding?
kidneys out. And you need to keep
Yeah.
those flushed out.
Yes, you do.
With all the junk we put in our body right now, you know.
I tell you what, you speak of a great thing. If people can go online, they can actually download and print out a chart. So, when you urinate, you can look at the color of your urine, and it will tell you how many bottles of water that you need to drink to rehydrate yourself. So,
Mitchell, I know this is going to sound funny, and you probably, up above our urinals, we've got some court boards, right? Mm-hmm. And what Mitchell was just saying, our safety guys have printed a poster there and put it there. And you look, just like he said, it'll tell you if you're hydrated, need more hydration, dehydrated, or whatever. And it shows.
it's very important.
I just had to share that because he's right.
It's
I
a great tool to use.
know you are. I know you are.
Dehydration causes kidney failure.
Yes, it does.
You,
Yes, it
you
does.
really do want to hydrate
Yeah.
yourself. So that's a
Absolutely.
serious subject.
Another point with kidneys that I've learned is when you're urinating, if you see a lot of bubbles in your urination, that means something. That means you got protein coming out.
Yeah.
You should not have protein in your kidneys. Go see your doctor.
Sure.
Sure. I like that. Great advice, David. Great advice. Mitchell, I'm going to give you little last word there before I close the show down.
All right.
I know you probably want to. I'd like to know who you got coming on next. I'll give you a minute to talk about that and then give a final thought.
Okay, first of all, I'll talk about the Motorsports Media page. This Thursday night, we're going to have Paige Coughlin join us. She races in the Street Outlaws No Prep Series. She is also the daughter of Troy Coughlin, and her brother, Troy Jr., runs Pro Stock in the NHRA. So it's going to be a really good show. On the 20th, we're going to have a young lady joining us from all the way from Australia. Her name is Michelle Morrison. She runs an alternate dragster down under, and we're going to talk a little bit about how drag racing is in the country of Australia.
Nice.
And on the 27th, we're going to have Pro Stock driver Cami Caruso coming on. We're going to talk about the recovery of her leg injury that she sustained in a crash, and when the possibility of her getting back in the car. Now on the campaign thing, I will be out and about, knocking on doors, kissing babies, shaking hands. And I always ask anybody, if they have a question they want to ask me, feel free to ask me how I would, stand on it. If you think of a question later, during my rack cards when I hand them out, my phone number is always on there. And of course, you can always find me on Facebook. And I'll tell you what, we don't have the problem yet, but if you don't want woke in our schools, lend me your vote, 2024.
Great show, guys. Hey, I really appreciate it. Mitchell, I want to thank you for stopping by. You're always welcomed here. It was a great show. Me and Byron and David has talked about this. I think I mentioned it to you. When all three of us get together, all four of us get together, there is what do we say?
It's a chemistry.
It's a chemistry. There is a chemistry there that we feed off of each other. When Mitchell says something, I feed off of it. And Byron feeds off of it. When Byron says I feed, it's just a chemistry there. You've even said that many a times. Now, Mitchell's got his own show, like I said, part of us. And there's a lot of times where he can't be here. But any time that you're not busy, and I know you're going to be busy here starting in the next few months.
I'm busy now, Dave.
I know you are. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I know you are. But anytime that you want to come on, you could come on. And you don't even have to say, just come on. I'm surprised that we didn't have the sheriff here tonight. He probably got busy.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm sure he did. So maybe we can try to get him on next week.
And I just want to mention something about our sheriff's department and Sheriff Smith is the things they have been doing over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Has been posted, actually been shared on the Spot with David Rodgers page.
Yep.
Of the busts that are going on. There was there was a gentleman that his rims were stolen off of his truck. Sheriff's Department acted really quick, arrested that individual, and I think the person was able to receive their property back.
Good.
So a lot of great things going on with our sheriff, and I'm always very appreciative of them being involved in our school system and the Guardian program that they have put in place with faculty in our school system. So if we ever have, hopefully we'll never will, but if we ever are faced with a active shooter in our school system, that person can be terminated quickly
yep.
without a lot of deaths occurring in our schools.
Yeah,
So and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, and absolutely right. Sheriff Gordon Smith has always been a good friend of ours. We've done some things for him on the Spot with David Rodgers has. All three of us guys, all four of us guys have done things with the Sheriff's Department. So I want to thank him, like Mitchell said, for what he's doing for our community. It's been a great show, guys. Thank you, Mitchell, for coming on again and all your input tonight. Byron, as always.
Anytime.
Hey,
we've always
brother,
said,
like
come
we've
on.
always said, come on. If Mitchell can't be here next week, I hope to have the sheriff on and be me, Byron, and you and the sheriff hooking up one more time. I want to thank you, the viewing audience, man. Hey, thank you for tuning in, not just to this show, but to his show as well, and to the other part of the page, because like I said, Mitchell even did his hands like this, the intertwined mix. Hey, whenever he gets hits, we get hits. Whenever we get hits, he gets hits. And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to build up the brand, the whole brand, and trying to make it bigger and better. And eventually one day, you never know, man. Hey, I've known some people. Hey, look at the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake Paul. They were overnight YouTube sensations and social media sensations, and look what they're making now. You never know what our product, Mitchell and Byron and Dave, will ever do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just takes that one little small break, and it may come from your page. It may come from us. It may come from both, and it will be both. And you just never know where that next little step, Mitchell, will come.
Well, I tell you a prime example. I was able to go out there and take some pictures and videos of Tony Stewart when he was practicing, and I posted one of those videos on the Facebook page. I didn't show the times because it was
Right, no, you
closed.
didn't.
It was
No,
a closed
no, you
practice,
couldn't,
and I
right.
want to respect Tony Stewart and their program. But within 2 or 3 hours, it was already over 170,000 views.
And see,
of that
those
video.
numbers, they keep climbing. And one of these days, somebody is going to spot something and go, hey, y'all guys are onto something.
Yeah.
And it just takes that one little break, man. And I have a feeling it's coming. It may not be tomorrow, Mitchell. It may not be next week. It may not be in 2 weeks. It may not be in 2 months. It may not be in 2 years. But I can tell you right now, I have a feeling it's coming. And if that page doubles its numbers, and our page doubles its numbers, which it can,
Well,
all we can do is escalate from here. You know what I'm saying? Unless we just quit doing the show, we can't drop any. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep doing the shows as we can. And I know some of us, have things coming up.
The stank eye. Why would we quit doing the show?
Exactly. No.
We have with it.
It's automatically going to grow because the show gives the people what they want, and they can't help but following.
Well, I want to just put this out there real quick for viewers that are on now or viewers that's going to watch this later. This is a great opportunity also if you're on a business. You can get a hold of Dave Holland or David Rodgers or even Byron.
Any of us.
That you can advertise your business on here. You can even have your own video in an MP4 format. These guys will sit down with you and create a business plan for you on the payout. To me, it's very, very inexpensive if you look at
it's very economical.
Yes.
We're doing the same thing over at Motorsports Media.
Yep.
We've got a partner with Redline Oil. It's not a money thing, but working with Redline Oil and getting them on, they help me and Robert out. If we need something, we ask them what we need.
And that's exactly
and they
right.
drop ship it.
Yep.
And we're also working out a whole plan portfolio for another business, so hopefully we can bring them on, and that helps us as well as them to buy equipment. Y'all might want to buy other equipment.
Of course, yeah.
So
we've been talking about that. Different things.
Need that funding, and funding can come
Yes.
from a local business. You don't have to be in Stark. You can be Lake City,
Wherever.
Alachua County, Duval, because
Yep.
you know the surrounding area. Someone's going to see your ad on this program, and it's going to help your business grow.
On the spot with David Rodgers, our numbers are good. On the spot Motorsports Media, that's a different animal. I mean,
It's a different dynamic.
A lot of people are into automotive, and it draws a lot more. But if you're going to advertise, you're going to get the best of both.
Yes, you're gonna. Yes, you are.
It's going to be shared. So you're going to have 100,000 people see your ad.
Right.
And I will even throw up ads on the page.
Yes.
Redline Oil. I'll put a little advertisement off of their website. It's got a QR code, and I'll post it on the page for them helping us. You know.
Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in again. This has been a great show. Keep following both pages. We'll be back next Tuesday night. We'll hope to have the sheriff on. If we don't have the sheriff on, I think we got another guest lined up. I want to make double sure that she can come on. I'm going to get with Dave Holland to see if everything is kosher with that. Maybe we can have both guests. And again, we should have a great show. You've heard Mitchell's lineup already. Sounds fantastic. And we just love you viewers, and thank you for tuning in and making this a great show. On behalf of Mitchell Gunner, Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. Dave Holland, the absent Austin Stevens, God bless you. I'm David Rodgers. God bless you. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the week. And Florida's it. Go Seminoles and go Gators, right?
Yeah.
Byron?
Negative.
He's like, forget your super regional team, Mitchell. Yeah. Hey, I'd love to see them play in the College World Series, though. I would. I'd love to see that.
As long as I don't have to say that about the team from Miami, I'm good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, there we
I
go.
pick on the Gator fans. I don't.
Good night, guys. God bless you.
Rodgers Show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.